If you are, for whatever reason, just joining us, this is DotaBattles Season 1. I'm your host, Warbond, and I am here with my brother, Despair. Say hello, Despair.
Yo! Wait, I mean,
Yo,
hello.
dog. Alright, so we are on to our second game of the night. We have SodaRocket's team versus the Soggy Bottom Boys, captained by the one, the only, Rhod. The first game ended in a GG by the Soggy Bottom Boys. They
Didn't
SodaRocket's
get thrown
team.
just GG. I think it was a smart call. That's unfortunate because it was a very exciting game. Like, I really enjoyed
There
watching
were
it.
a lot of really cool team fights, and it was incredibly fast-paced, incredibly quick. It was pretty insane. But I really think that SodaRocket's team, Matty, his Lycan was just over the top. Looks
The
like
Lycan was doing some work. But to be fair, opponent on the Dragon Knight was also doing a lot of work. The Kunkka actually did not. I don't remember who was on the Kunkka, but the Kunkka was also doing a lot of work. I mean, landed some really solid torrents. Only
it was
missed
SodaRocket.
one boat that I saw, which, I mean, normally that's what you do with boats, is you whiff the fuck out of them. You just throw them because you think it looks cool.
That's what I would do.
So yeah, exciting game. I guess we'll see what they've got in store for us now. Do we have any more ringers? Whatever happened to that other guy? Did we get that figured out?
Matty?
Do we have another, maybe Incognito, Merlini, or Dendi inside?
Oh, hey, shit, is there... You want to try the audio again?
Do we want to try?
Yeah.
Do we?
Yeah.
Radiant team pick.
Okay.
Test. Can anybody hear me? Where is my mouse? What is going on here?
Bounty hunter.
You good? We good?
I don't know. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Not in game, but I've also got co-broadcasters muted.
All right. He
Maybe
says
we should just turn everything off until we actually
he
get in.
says he can't. He says he can't hear me. Crinkles reports that no, he cannot. In fact, hear me.
Okay, that's good. Well, of course, I don't know if they could hear you last time either. They could just hear me, right?
No, that was... I don't know. All right, so...
Anyway, yeah.
Back to the game. Hey,
Back to
look,
the
there's a
actual
game
fucking
going
game,
on.
yeah.
All right, so we're working Captain's Draft, meaning you have a limited pool of heroes. Looks like, 8 from each ability or each attribute here.
Yeah, something like that. I've never actually counted.
8 strength, 8 agility, or maybe... Yeah, that's 8. 8, and 8. And then 8 intelligence. So our bands, Outworld Devourer, which I think is pretty common. Again, I think that was their first band last time as well.
That was the first band last time, and I still agree with it.
It was SodaRocket's team's first band last time.
Oh, well, it was still the first band of the game.
It was,
Come on.
yeah, okay. And then Death Prophet and Bane for SodaRocket's team. They should.
Yeah,
really
and Bane, a solid support, a great initiator, especially if you got some skill shots you got to get off. Death Prophet with the Exorcism, great tower pusher. Warlock with the Rock, with the Chaotic Offering, with the Golems. Again, a great team fight hero, great pusher. So looking at the picks thus far, we've got Soggy Bottom Boys with the Alchemist, Venomancer, solid support, and Viper. We saw Viper doing work early on, is mid last game. Alchemist is going to be a hard carry that may be a support depending upon who their last pick is, but I'm guessing we're going to see him as a hard carry. On the SodaRocket side, we've got Bounty Hunter, going to see him in the off lane. Ancient Apparition, always fun to see that support with the Ice Blast. Love seeing those skill shots. Gyrocopter is going to be their carry. Disruptor, I mean, depending upon their last pick, we're going to have Dragon Knight
Hang on,
again.
let me guess. SodaRocket? Yep, SodaRocket and the Bounty Hunter. Last game, SodaRocket took the Kunkka, and guess who his number 2 is?
Is it the Bounty Hunter?
Ding, ding, ding. You got it. It is the Bounty Hunter. That is his number 2. Just in terms of hero played, he's played Kunkka more than anybody, and then Bounty Hunter second most. Looking at the Soggy Bottom Boys, I don't see anything too crazy. See, I'm actually not matching up anything here. And then going back down to SodaRocket's team, Maddie, their obvious ringer, and then their new ringer, Ozzy, coming in with the Dragon Knight. I don't know who. Like, that may be a completely different person.
All right,
I'm not
players, can you hear me?
Prepare for battle.
I don't hear anything. That's good, right?
I think so. I think
All right,
so.
why don't you go ahead and take us into the lineup here, Warbond?
All right, lineup is as follows. SodaRocket's got the Bounty Hunter, of course, Ozzy on the Dragon Knight, Epona with a Gyrocopter, Maddie on Ancient Apparition, Crinkles is the Disruptor, played a great Crystal Maiden last round, Ruby Rhod on... I guess I had that backwards there. Ruby Rhod is Viper, GG No Re on Lena, Shakushu on Alchemist, Architorture on Mirana, and Dead Roller is Venomancer.
All right, and looking at the lanes, I don't know if they're going to try to do a dual lane with Alchemist and Lena. I mean, that looks like what it's lining up to be. You know, I mentioned last game about tri-lanes, and I wasn't sure how prevalent they were outside of the pro scene. Normally, you have kind of an off lane, someone who can escape, which Mirana can. So if they were to put her by herself, I mean, that could potentially work. We've got Venomancer in the middle. Maybe he's working his way up the top. I have to assume that that's what's happening.
Bounty Hunter's play here. He's going to go play some wards or what?
The battle begins.
It looks like he's going to ward and then go back up to the top lane. Be by his lonesome. He needs to be careful though, because I mean, the Venomancer probably can't kill him solo, but still, you don't want to take that sort of early harass for no reason. And yeah, once again, we've got Dragon Knight mid, played by Oziel, and we've got Viper mid, played by Ruby Rhod. And SodaRocket's gonna go into the woods. He's gonna do the old come from behind and I don't know what.
Get killed. Going against the tri-lane there.
Yeah.
What he needs to be doing is just sitting in range of those creeps getting killed.
Yeah, getting some experience. And I mean, that's effectively what he's going to try to do. He'll be able to get some last hits, but really his job is to not die, get levels, get 6, get track, roam, kill, win. All in that order.
In that order, yeah. And it should take him 25 minutes.
Roughly.
Maybe the last
30.
game was anything to judge by. So coming up here on the top lane, we have Alchemist, Venomancer, and Lena. They're just
yeah, and if you look
right now,
if you look here, speaking of, oh, that's professional. Hashtag professional. Speaking of SodaRocket going over in the woods, he was putting this ward. He was blocking the creep camp here because we've got Shokushu on the Alchemist, and then farming in lane gonna be or should be safe as hell. And you got Lena and the Venomancer gonna be in the woods, creep stacking. Maybe occasionally pulling literally just to fuck with the bounty hunter.
and so warding this camp here
completely blocks it from spawning.
Okay,
So,
and so
they are denied the benefit of that experience. Yeah.
Okay, and meanwhile, you do have these sentry wards up because they know they're going up against a stupid bounty hunter. He's going to go invisible.
Stupid bounty hunter is going to get a battle fury and then kill everyone.
Let the healing begin.
Looks like they were indicating a gank mid, but...
yeah. I'm not sure what that was. Oh, yeah, they've smoked up. Lena and the Venomancer smoked up.
Pop
Looks
the
like
smoke
they're going
and
to try
see.
coming in mid. And getting an early kill on the Dragon Knight, Ozzy on the Dragon Knight would be good, I think you could say. I think that's the term for it.
That'll be going here pretty soon, but he is kind of sticking close to the tower.
Yeah. He
Well,
probably felt it a
now
little
he
bit.
knows something's up.
Yeah, well, now he definitely knows something's up. Bottom lane. I mean, bottom lane, Gyrocopter versus Mirana. If they just let each other sit there and, AFK farm, maybe smoke a cigarette while doing it, both of them shouldn't have, or neither one of them should have an issue.
So it looks
Meanwhile,
like
we've got Maddie and Crinkles, Disruptor and Ancient Apparition coming in. They're smoked up. There's a kinetic field trapping Ruby Rhod, and I'm going to guess that Ruby Rhod's going to fucking eat it. Yep, and there we go.
and there's our first blood.
There's our first
3
blood
minutes.
Yeah.
3 minutes and 13 seconds is first blood.
I mean, a great response as far as smoke. Like, hey, you're going to try to smoke gank me? Fuck you.
Yeah,
Dire's
and
middle tower is under attack.
And
it isn't terribly surprising. I mean, you look at how long it takes to set up those ganks. You gotta shit or get off the pot, because as long as they spent Lena and the Venomancer getting into position, they're still down. They're both level 2 right now.
yeah, and if you noticed, Dead Roller on the Venomancer stuck around the middle lane just a little bit, and he's actually still sticking around in the middle lane, but just to soak up some solo XP. At the very least, I don't know that he was trying to go for that many last hits. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Marana hits an arrow on the Ancient Apparition. Maddie's looking like he was in trouble if Marana had leapt to the right spot. I don't know exactly what happened there, but I mean, definitely literally a stay of execution for Maddie.
Definitely, he was down very far, and I was surprised to not see anything come of that. But then again, Gyrocopter was right there.
Gyrocopter was right there, but I believe he could have done it. I believe he could have gotten the kill using that Starfall and just, auto attacks, but he leapt towards the creep lane and used a Starfall versus towards Maddie and using the Starfall. Middle lane, Dragon Knight's got a double damage rune. I don't know if he'd be able to go on Ruby Rhod, but yeah, it's not going to hurt, especially if you get some rotations up to help him in mid. And looking at the wards again, or looking at the wards now, the Dire side has got some pretty aggressive wards in this bottom lane, considering that they moved out so
Noticed that.
early.
Looks like they're setting up a mid gank again. Gonna try to shut down that Viper and push that lane.
Yeah, because I mean, let's see, the Viper's got 14 creep score. Actually, the Viper and the Dragon Knight are pretty evenly matched here, and that's honestly surprising me a lot. I feel like the Viper, just with his orb attack, his orb poison attack, should be trying to more insistently push Oziel out of lane. Exactly.
Yeah,
like
it doesn't take much. You just turn it on auto and just right click, right?
Well, I mean, Venomancer, bottom lane, Radiant Jungle. Looks like he's going to eat it. Yeah, Ancient Apparition's going to get that kill. And Marana looks like she's also in trouble. Maddie with another kill. Double kill for the Ancient Apparition. Maddie, the ringer, once again doing work. Which, to be fair, I think that was right place, right time. Gyrocopter came in and set those up.
Let me ask you this, and this may be a trick question for you. Is it Merlini or Merlini?
It's Merlini.
Actually, it's pronounced Maddie. You got both of those wrong, so at this point, I swear.
Radiant's top
Well
tower is
fucking
under attack.
played.
This
Okay.
guy...
Okay.
This
That was good. I walked right the fuck into that one. Top lane, Alchemist, who's not been getting much in the way of harassment. He continues to farm up. He's got 3 points in his Grievel's Greed. He's got 34 and 6, which is okay. Oh, meanwhile, middle lane. Why didn't you say something? Ruby Rhod on the Viper taking out the Ancient Apparition. I missed that one completely.
well,
Talking about Alchemist doing work. Don't look at you.
I was trying to pick up what you're putting down, man. I'm learning from you here.
I'm sorry. Anyway, the point is that if he stays uncontested, he's picked up a Midas, which is very fucking greedy. Like, if they are going to shut Alchemist down right now, and between now and the next 10 minutes, that is the time to start consistently shutting down the Alchemist. Because if they don't, with the Midas and the Grievel's Greed, on top of not being harassed out of lane and getting free farm, he is going to be a motherfucker to deal with.
It looks like Lena just barely escaping death there.
Yeah,
at the hands of the bounty
Shuriken
hunter.
toss. That Shuriken toss almost did it for her.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And here we go, Ringer, top lane, Maddie, Ancient Apparition, moving up, see if he can do some work. Or maybe he's thinking better of it. And then on bottom lane, I I
Here
thought that it
comes,
would
here
be
comes the gank in top.
top lane. Yeah.
Crinkles
There's
just
the
came
acid.
in on the disruptor.
Yeah, Disruptor coming in. There's a kinetic field. They're at least going to get the Lina out of this. But no, Mirana pops the Moonlight Shadow, and Lina's going to get away scot-free. And as you were talking about before with those wasted rotations, that's very costly. I mean, because that's time that, I mean,
Taking time out of lane, taking
it-
experience away from the team. But
exactly.
right now they can kind of spare that. Looking at the graph, they are up at least 1,000 over the Dire. Gold wise,
Bottom lane.
Dire's
We got
got it.
Gyrocopter getting gone. Oh, and the miss, the call down does
down.
so much work.
If he had one person backing him up,
One person
that
down
would have been a
him.
triple kill.
I completely agree.
Dire's
I completely
middle
agree.
tower is under
And
attack.
I'm honestly surprised that the Venomancer did not get killed. Meanwhile, in the top lane,
Disruptor, you gonna do it? Ancient Apparition.
sorry, I thought it looked like
They're
yeah,
actually, I'm
the bounty hunter got a kill in the top lane,
kind of surprised on that one.
and I'd be very surprised if
Zero
that was not correct.
misses. You get sight with that arrow, don't you?
Yes, you do.
Right. And how
Yeah.
far does that?
Radiant's bottom tower
It
is
goes
under attack.
forever. If you've ever been hit by one where you never thought that you would be hit by one, you realize that it goes forever.
So 3,000 units, about half the map, right?
Yeah, roughly. I think the only thing longer range is Clockwork's Hookshot and Ancient Apparition's Frost Blast.
Ooh, the hook shot goes that
Or
far.
Ice Blast. No. It feels like it goes that fucking far, though.
I was gonna say, hey, fuck you, all right? Like I was imagining standing in the river and just kind of shooting up at the
Oh, no, yeah.
the
Just
diagonal,
routinely
and just it
sitting
just
in your
fucking
fountain,
goes forever.
Hitting shots.
I don't know, man. Fuck you.
Bounty Hunter gonna pick up a regeneration right up top. If anything, just deny it. And it looks like we're gonna have a little congregation in mid by the Radiant side.
Just a little
Might they
powwow,
want-
actually.
Yeah, might they want to push the tower? I mean, I feel like if they're all gonna be there, why not? Likewise, on the bottom lane, Mirana's
Bottom
moving
lane,
out. She's
yeah,
coming up
they're-
to mid. Anything to support
Looks
Viper?
like they're trying to make a decision here.
Yeah, the Viper's invised up. It looks like they might be trying to set up something on the Dragon Knight, but the Dragon Knight is wary, to say the least. Arrow
This
flies
is
by.
Bounty Hunters.
Should have scouted out some activity at the Ancients, the Radiant Ancients. Looking at the goal graph, the experience earned only 1,000 in favor of the Radiant.
Looks like they're going on the Dragon Knight in middle,
Oh, yeah, there goes the
and
Dragon
he
Knight.
is done.
Which, I mean,
Well, Maddie and Crinkle's Ancient Apparition and
yeah, the light,
Disruptor don't
the
even
light
wanna get in
strike
there.
away, the light strike array got him, and there was just nothing he could do.
No,
Moonlight
it
Shadow.
doesn't feel like it. It looks like they're waiting for their buddies to come in like they did last time.
Yeah, can't you feel it building, the tension? Like just kind of a throbbing. Like seems like every time.
That may not be the tension.
Meanwhile,
Alright, here it
Venomancer
comes.
getting a little ballsy.
Dragon Knight coming back in. They're going to be chased off.
Yeah, nothing came of it, which
It is
you know,
incredibly
I'm-
surprising.
I'm
What's going on in the top lane there?
That call.
Alchemist just went down.
Wow, like I
Yeah,
wish.
Bounty Hunter, I mean, it happened pretty quick.
I wish I'd seen that.
Mirana came in just a little late, I want to say, to do anything for Alchemist.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, that's what I was talking about. They need pickups like that, especially in Alchemist, because he's going to get big. And I mean, looking at him, he's 4,700 net worth. The next highest is actually the Bounty Hunter with 3,400 net worth. And then behind him, the Gyrocopter
Radiant's
with
bottom
3,300.
tower is
Bounty
under
Hunter after
attack.
Mirana. Alchemist comes
Alchemist
back in and
comes
says, "No, you
comes
don't,
in, so
bitch."
detection, but no detection to catch him out.
Yeah, well, I mean, at the very, and of
Radiant's
course he's
bottom
gonna
tower
hit the
is under
unstable
attack.
concoction and do nothing with it. That is the worst thing about Alchemist, when you can't do anything with that unstable concoction.
Yeah.
You feel like you're in the
Radiant's
best
bottom
possible
tower is
position to
under
make
attack.
something happen, and just doesn't.
We got Gyrocopter moving up to the top lane. It looks like they're going to try to go on...
They're gonna make something happen here.
yeah. Venomancer.
Feeling cocky.
It's Venom Scale on the Gyrocopter. Call down comes. Oh, Alchemist gets caught by the Kinetic Field, and he's going to go down. Meanwhile, the Dragonite gets off the Dragon Tail, and then he's going to get the Venomancer as well.
And their buddies nope the fuck out. They're not going to jump into that ball of hate that's rolling around in the top lane right now.
It's like, I'm feeling a lot of hostility here, and I'd rather not die.
I just don't like these vibes going on.
Yeah, that was, again, that's another pick off an Alchemist. That's what's needed. Because right now, he's got the phase boost, and he's got the Hand of Midas. Like I was saying before, Hand of Midas, that's very greedy. You're sacrificing some of your initiation if you had picked up, or gone towards picking up a Shadow Blade, which I believe he could have had by now, or really any other item. You're basically saying, I'm going to try to win this later. Top lane taking some harassment. But Crinkles, Ozzy, and Maddie, the Ringer, are going to back off a little bit. Still, we've got Marana and a Scouting Arrow.
Ooh, nice. Picked up Crinkles,
yeah, Crinkles in the side shot, but unfortunately nothing to follow it up with.
Well, he ran right into it. It was actually just a really lucky shot.
Yeah, we got Viper, Venomancer, and Lena all coming in.
Yeah, just a little late.
Loop around, but nothing there.
Nide.
We got Alchemist in the bottom lane trying to take this tower. Kinetic Field's going to trap him in. Gyrocopter, you know what? Here's the call down.
Take the tower. Yep.
I cannot believe he got the tower. But my question to you is, was it worth it?
Considering the circumstances, is he really going to take out Disruptor? Is he really going to take out Gyrocopter? I think probably that's the best he could do. You dealt a shitty hand. Life gives you lemons. Fucking tear down a building.
Yeah, there did seem to be a bit of finality in those incoming TPs. Like, I feel, we all fucking do it. You're chasing someone, they're on like 30 health, and you're like, nope, I don't care if I get hook shot, I don't care if anyone else goes on me, I'm going to keep trying to get this kill until I die. And that's exactly what Alchemist did. And you know what? He fucking succeeded. He got the tower.
He sure did. So that'll push their creeps out a little bit. I mean, that is all the tier 1 towers for the Radiant down.
Yes, it is. And still, Alchemist, 6,000 net worth leading, but only 1,000 behind the Bounty Hunter. I got a feeling that the Bounty Hunter's been picking up some track kills. Like I've got a figure, even though we missed both of them. I got a figure that both of the kills on Alchemist that he was involved with were track kills, because that's why you get a fucking Bounty Hunter. You get the Bounty Hunter so that you can track people down and get gold from it.
Yeah,
he's not the pub semi-carry that everyone seems to think in our games. But then again, he's got a Mithril Hammer. He might be going for a Desolator. I'm hoping that it's just a BKB.
They're pretty sorely lacking. Looking at the graphs, normally you see the Radiant's got both experience and gold, but not so in this game.
Mid lane, we've got another conflagration in the making. But Sentry Ward's down. That should be able to see out the Moonlight Shadow. And again, they back up.
Crackling.
Cowed.
Looking at the team fights from last game, I imagine both sides are a little bit timid. Excuse me. Looking at just the kill count from last game.
Yeah.
At this point, we were definitely in the double digits for both teams, and right now.
Yeah, they're definitely taking it a little bit easier, and I don't disagree with that. You don't have to go balls out all the time. Even though, having said that, there have been a lot of rotations that were fruitless.
Yeah.
And so it may not be for lack of trying.
Yeah, they necessarily slowed down the entire game, not really intentionally.
And we've got 4 down at the bottom lane for the Dire. Looks like they're going to try to go in this tower. Will there be any responses? We've got Ozzy and the Dragonite coming in from the mid lane. Oh, and Marana arrow, a scouting arrow it looked like, catches him right there. But nothing to follow it up with, just a little bit of, hey, fuck you, get the fuck out of here, we've got a tower to take down. Yeah, we got Bounty Hunter.
I don't have time for it.
Yeah.
I'm not in the mood, I have a headache.
Got Venomancer tracked up. Meanwhile, Ruby Rhod on the Viper, he's got his Yasha. He's still quite a ways away from his Manta style, though. Kinetic Field takes out catches out the Lina. Alchemist right up front on the tower. He gets Dragon Tail. He gets tracked.
He's gonna do
He gets
that.
killed. Yeah, that was a little ballsy to say.
So surprised Disruptor didn't take any damage on that, or didn't take that last bit of damage. Got down to 4 health on the Disruptor. Everybody's kind of scattering. Gyrocopter trying to chase down the Venomancer.
Rana ran into the river. Venomancer, maybe he'll try to help a brother out and try to take out the homing missile. Because it looks like at this point that Gyrocopter's going to be able to catch Ruby Rhod on the Viper. And he doesn't follow it up with anything. He puts on another a fuck you homing missile and then turns around. I mean, fight having been won at that point. I mean, right now we're looking at the Dire with a tower advantage, but it seems like in execution, maybe at the very least, the Radiant has just been taking these fights. I mean, SodaRocket's team doing some good work.
I gotta say, at this point, I feel like Ruby Rhod and the Soggy Bottom Boys are operating more on luck than on actual strategy, or possibly just their own personal skill. All right, somebody finally found out that Merlini is playing the Ancient Apparition. And called shenanigans.
Not even a G? Not even a G?
Oh,
okay.
Nothing. All right.
Just reconnect and go.
Resumed.
Okay, he apologized at least. For the pause or the disconnection. Either way. Let's go ahead and take a look at the gold graph here. It has swung pretty heavily in favor of the Dire.
Not
yeah, I mean,
that
still,
much. I mean, just 1,500 or so.
Let's see, I'm seeing around 2,000. It swung back into the Dire's direction after a dip back towards Radiant. Not a huge amount. Experience probably a little bit more significant, but again, it's coming back down, sitting at maybe 57, 50, 6,000, something like that.
And that's kind of what I was saying before. Normally, you'll see one team or the other take both of those graphs, where it's just that line is so far into one side that it's very clear what's going on. In this case, and not that I've cast many games, but this is the first time I've seen where the experience and the gold are just complete, like, polar opposites.
Yeah, and I mean, in my mind, that's going to be, if anything, the Alchemist with the Grievel's Greed, with the Hand of Midas. I mean, even though the Radiant has been taking more, like, better team fights, he still has just so much gold that he can earn. And I guess, you know, Bounty Hunter's got 4 kills under his belt, but, 4 kills, no assists. With track, that's not enough to counteract that sort of purchasing power on Alchemist's side.
Yeah, looking at the net worth, he's up nearly $2,000, and nobody else is even near him.
That said, though, I mean, SodaRocket did in fact go for Desolator. What do we got? Gyrocopter going down here. It was just to the Ancients. He almost ate it. That would have been embarrassing.
Didn't even see it.
But yeah, Bounty Hunter at this point has picked up Desolator. I mean, considering that he's a right-clicky guy, Dragon Knight's kind of a right-clicky guy, Gyrocopter's kind of a right-clicky guy, on top of the armlet that Dragon Knight's just picked up, Yasha on the Gyrocopter, they're looking pretty solid for items. And meanwhile, unfortunately, Ruby Rhod on the Viper, he's just not that close to, Banta style. And in fact, it looks like he may have changed position.
Lina caught out again.
Mechanism. Yeah, Lina caught out. Static
And
Storm.
she goes down.
And goes down with that Ice Blast. Love that Ice Blast. Love seeing that work. Alchemist has picked up his Assault Cuirass, though. Ooh, Mirana Era almost hit Crinkles and the Disruptor up near the top of Rune spot. That would have been delightful to see. Maybe not the biggest skill shot, but I love seeing those scouting arrows connect.
Just
occasionally.
accidentally hits something. Venomancer needs to play it cool. And I feel like the Dire in general, the Soggy Bottom Boys, they are really trying to play conservative at this point.
And honestly, they need to, because Alchemist is gonna be their hope in the late game.
They're just waiting for Alchemist to get farmed up. Is that the
yeah,
play?
that's what they're doing. I mean, look, he's already got his Assault Cuirass. He is, I don't know, more than likely going for probably a Shadow Blade, just because that's pretty standard on Alchemist. And they don't. I mean, Mirana has good initiation with the arrow, but it would be nice if they had more. And yeah, Alchemist is just going to go back to the bottom lane, try to farm it up.
Looks like they're probably going to be gunning for him here. Just looking at all the pings going on.
Yeah, there's a lot of movement, just kind of randomly back and forth. We got Lina dewarding in the rune spot around the Roche pit. Again, looking at the wards from SodaRocket's team, I mean, it's better coverage. There's a very kind of aggressive ward down here for SodaRocket's team on the bottom lane. Mm-hmm. They are watching the Roche pit, but I just feel like, considering where the engagements are happening, the Radiant it feels like they know a little bit more of what's going on.
Dire's middle tower
And
has been denied.
Radiant.
Here we go, bottom
well.
rune spot. We got Gyrocopter cut out. Oh, Laguna Blade takes the Gyrocopter out.
And the call down.
Yeah.
Not going to hit anything
Oh,
for second
and
last.
Bounty Hunter doing work with the Desolator on the Mirana just completely destroys him. Ruby Ron does his Viper Strike, his ultimate, basically as a fuck you ult. And then I believe Wisely takes off. I think there was still just a little bit too much heat around there for his liking.
3 for 1 on that encounter. It seems like SodaRocket's team is just pulling away bit by bit here. And
yeah.
You got to know that Ruby Rhod and his guys are probably saying to themselves, I feel a little outmatched. We need to play it cool. And just get Alchemist farmed up, and let's hope for something to happen.
Even that said, if you look at the gold graph, despite the kill differences, Ruby Ron's team, the Soggy Bottom Boys, are still 2,000 ahead. I mean, it's dipped back in favor of SodaRocket's team, but
what is 2,000 at this point?
Of course, yes, that's
levels.
always true. What is 2,000? I mean, we're 25 minutes into the game now. It's maybe not that much. Let's see what the level's looking like. Yeah, everyone's in the 8, 9 for the supports, and then 11 to 14 for the other characters. Though, to be honest, Bounty Hunter is kind of he's definitely higher than anyone else in the game right now. And he's keeping a pretty even pace with the Alchemist. Once again, we get a map draw out here.
Yeah,
I guess saying, like, listen, let's loop around and try to give him the old meh.
That's what we like to refer to as a digital colon massage.
Yes, that.
Give him the old digital rectal massage.
Yeah, and you said it before, let's try to play a little bit more conservatively. It definitely seems like they're doing that. But I don't know if I like that they're grouping up as 5 like this and then just kind of being static. They're pushing the lane a little bit. They're not pushing it super aggressively. We've got Alchemist is doing stuff, and maybe that's what they're doing right now. They're just trying to maintain focus on that middle lane. Like, hey, here we are, guys, come and get us. While Alchemist is up farming in the jungle.
Gyrocopter and Dragon Knight both are coming up. That's Epona and Azil. Probably another fucking ringer.
Yeah, Epona's just picked up his Manta Style.
SodaRocket's a winner, and he doesn't care who he tramples to win.
Alchemist is working on his BKB. He's not too terribly far off from it, especially considering the way that he can farm. And then I want to say that they will try to take some fights. Now, the problem is that the BKB, sure, with a BKB, you can completely shut down Disruptor. With a BKB, you're basically saying, Disruptor, why the fuck would anyone ever think to pick you in this situation? But Bounty Hunter's got Desolator, and Gyrocopter's got his Manta Style, Dragon Knight's got his Armlet. Those things don't give no fucks about a
BKB. BKB is only to prevent that magic damage, and I guess
Yeah,
Disruptor
magic
is just straight damage.
Oh yeah,
Magical,
in the kinetic field and the static
damage
storm.
magical. Yeah, he doesn't have much else, does he?
Nope.
You're not gonna right click with Disruptor and make shit happen.
Yeah. I mean, you can even BKB out of Glimpse, just like you can with Kunkka's X marks the spot or something like that. And so, yeah, again, just they're playing it cool, and I am totally on board with that. They don't need to take any more engagements until they got some shit to show for it.
Kind of settling in for the long haul.
Yeah, and Alchemist is the dude to try it with. I'm honestly surprised that Alchemist hasn't picked up maybe you go for Medallion of Courage now. I actually completely understand him wanting to get survivability items, the AC and the BKB first, but maybe we'll see an Assault Cuirass or a Medallion of Courage from the Venomancer next, or even on the Alchemist, just something that they can really just blow up, Dragon Knight or Gyrocopter. Because the minus armor from the Medallion of Courage on top of the minus armor from the Acid Spray, I mean, that could potentially do some work. Ooh, Lena tried to dust Kinetic Field. See, there's the BKB doing work.
Yeah,
You got out of
walking
Field.
right out of it. There's a
Ruby
call
Rhod
down.
Gone on. Viper is gonna. Oh, he's still doing work.
Disruptor down.
And they're going to try to take out the Venomancer, and Venomancer's probably going to go down. Meanwhile, here comes the Alchemist coming back in, doing work. Gyrocopter goes down. Now he's on to the Dragon Knight. Here comes the Unstable Concoction. Last second, boom. And he will probably...
Venomancer was able to get out of that one.
Oh, Venomancer lived.
Dire's
That was a beautiful save, by the way, from the Ancient Apparition. He froze up the Alchemist, and so it looks like... Yeah, Oziel's got to be able to get away. The Dragon Knight's going to be able to get away. Alchemist is going to try to re-engage, which I think is a little interesting. But yeah, here comes the TP. We got the Mirana coming in behind. But Disruptor, great play. He glimpsed back the Mirana. He kinetic fields the Alchemist, and yeah, this is not what the Alchemist wanted to happen, because now
not at all.
And they're more than likely going to be able to kill him. But the Juke Shoes, like, what the fuck happened there, guys? Oziel, buddy, I expected better from you. That's really fortunate for the Alchemist. He is, like, getting away was the best thing for him. So yeah, again, kind of.
I'm really surprised with that one.
For 2 trade, yeah, it wasn't as bad, and I really think that was the Alchemist with the BKB and the AC coming to work. You've also got the Viper. I'm not sure if he picked it up before that fight, but he had the mechanism as well. And so you can definitely see there was kind of a change in tone as far as the fight. It didn't seem so rapey in one.
Yeah. It wasn't as uncomfortable to watch. It felt like they really had a chance to take that fight. But again, SodaRocket's team, they miss out on 2 near kills. They almost had Venomancer, they almost had Alchemist, and I don't know if they called it off early, especially knowing what happened with the last game and how things just kind of coalesced very quickly, and the entire team just appeared every single time.
They would go to chase a kill, and then all of a sudden it was just, hey, let's regoose all day.
Yeah.
That's what we do. We've been snorting cocaine and regoosing all day, because we love to do.
They're just walking the mean streets, and it's like the Jets and the Sharks just walking around with knives, just dancing their way through the fucking crowd.
Well, I mean, we got Mirana tracked up even through, I believe the track hit before the Moonlight Shadow, but yeah, the Bounty Hunter knew exactly where she was. But I mean, Mirana's leap could be considered a dance.
A dance of sorts.
Oh no, we've got Ruby Rhod and the Soggy Bottom Boys going for Roshan, but the Ancient Apparition Ice Blast catches it out. Lena, very close. Oh, she gets glimpsed back. She missed the kinetic field. Static Storm goes down. Ruby Rhod
all
goes
down, takes out the...
Yeah, call down along with the Flame Breath, and they are on the run. But that was a whiffed Venomous Gale. But yeah, with that, I don't know if they should try to regauge. Oh, Mirana Arrow hits Crinkles on the Disruptor. Just sitting there waiting for it felt like.
I'm really surprised they're sticking around for this.
Yeah, I'm very surprised. Here's Kinetic Field. He barely gets out. I mean, they could have easily gone on that had he gotten caught.
They still look like they're in good condition here.
Disconnection from Ruby Run.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was actually very surprising to me that they didn't keep pursuing that. I mean, everyone is still good. BKBs are down, but I mean, I don't know. Look at
it feels it's a change in their tactics. It's a change in their strategy. They're playing more conservatively. There were a few times in the last game where, just like we were talking about, you get regoose after regoose, and that the momentum shifts very quickly. And maybe they realize, especially as big as Alchemist is at this point, not such a great idea.
He's sitting at 15,000 net worth. I mean, Bounty Hunter is 11,000, Gyrocopter is 10,000, and Dragon Knight is 9,000. But still, I mean, it's an alchemist. He pops the alchemical rage, and you don't want to fuck around with him. Like you have to treat him seriously.
He's getting some serious regeneration with that rage. It comes up. It's like a 20-second cooldown.
Yeah, it's not very far at all, or it's not very long at all. So you can see him in one part of the fight with it, and then later in that same fight, you're like, holy fuck, he's got it up again.
He's got it again, exactly.
And some very wise dewarding by Dead Roller on the Venomancer. And it looks like they're going to try to go for the Roche again. And yeah, they weren't done. Yeah, they could potentially take it because SodaRocket's team has spread back out.
And there's no wards there. You got plenty of the plague wards from the Venomancer.
Yeah, and that's one thing I love playing Venomancer is the plague wards are just so good for putting up on high ground, keeping Viz on target. I mean, that's always fun. And this is a perfect use of them.
And this is a case where you would want that acid spray on Roshan? Well, maybe if you had a little bit more time.
Yeah, oh, yeah, definitely. And Alchemist, he's got the Aegis, he's got a Skull Basher. They're looking pretty solid now. I mean, I don't know what else to say, honestly.
He's obviously going to be one of the first targets for SodaRocket's team, right? Do you go for him first?
I don't think you go for him first. I think you hope for a pickoff. You know, catch someone out of position, get a pickoff. You hope to blow up the Venomancer, the Mirana, the Viper really early. Because, I mean, the Viper can be throwing poison around. He can do the Viper Strike. I mean, although SodaRocket's team, like, again, on the kill counts, his team seems very in control. There is still some danger presented in any engagement with him.
Yeah, well,
and you've got Moonlight Shadow from Mirana, maybe looking to initiate. Everyone's sitting around mid.
Arrow just misses.
And yeah, I mean, they still have the tower advantage. Ruby Rhod and the Soggy Bottom Boys still have the tower advantage, and it looks like they're going to try to take the T2 tower mid, maybe. Kind of the bottom of the tower, we got a kinetic field and static storm go down. Here comes a call down. Looks like Mirana is going to be able to get away. Meanwhile, Venomancer comes in. If anything, a Spite, Poison Nova.
There goes Lena.
Alchemist, BKB
Venomancer's going to get caught out as well. Venomancer goes down.
The kinetic field catches the Viper and the Alchemist. Here comes the Rocket Barrage, and that's a dead Alchemist. Here comes the Aegis. Ruby Rhod, keep doing it, buddy. Oh, the Flame Breath coming up behind. Alchemist, unstable concoction. It looks like he's going to be able to get this Dragon Knight as well.
Oh, he doesn't have it.
Armlet toggling.
Too much time.
Pro armlet toggling. He's going to be able to get out of that. If I were Alchemist, I would fuck it, man. Try to take the tower.
That's nearly exactly what SodaRocket wanted to happen, I imagine, but didn't quite go the way it was planned, especially with that Aegis.
Yeah, I mean, it was a really good fight for him. They got Gyrocopter, they got Bounty Hunter, they got Disruptor. Almost got Dragon Knight. Had he had a little bit more support, he could have got Dragon Knight.
And Ruby Rhod, as the Viper, really did give it to him. He stuck it to the man for sure.
Yeah, I feel like he could have gotten a little bit more done there, and maybe they could have even taken out the Dragon Knight had he just kind of committed to fighting. But you know how it is. You're getting gone on, and your team's dying, and you're like, I need to get out of here. You see your carry pop his Aegis, and you're like, wait a minute, I can help. So I understand why that happened, but still, I mean, not a terrible engagement, unless you take in consideration that, like, really, they all died, and there was an Aegis, even though they got so many response kills. Yeah, I would still give it to SodaRocket's team.
Yeah, and well, I think it's safe to say that regardless of who really came out on top, I don't think either side really expected that fight to go that way.
Yeah. I mean, it was not what either one of them was looking for. And so we've got Gyrocopter going back up to farming Ancients. We've got Alchemist and Viper both in the jungle, the dire side jungle, Mirana in the dire side jungle even. And maybe that kind of speaks to their mindset right now, as you were saying earlier, like, hey, let's play a little bit more defensively, a little bit more conservatively. Maybe now they're like, hey, maybe we should play more conservatively. Let's all go into the jungle.
That worked last time. Let's do it again. And maybe that is the case. I think also that with SodaRocket's team,
middle lane, we got the Bounty
as
Hunter.
Defensive as they did, probably worried about the Alchemist. Who knows? Maybe a combination, because Viper's up there, Mirana's not too far behind. Maybe it became sort of a self-fulfilling prophecy.
I mean, and Alchemist has just picked up his Abyssal Blade. Mirana's just picked up their Manta Style. It could very well be a completely different fight next time they meet. I mean,
just with those two.
Just with those two items. And I'm now like, I busted out the popcorn. I'm looking forward to this. Like, I love seeing fights where one team has a clear kill advantage, but they don't necessarily have the fight advantage per se. You know what I mean?
On paper, it doesn't.
Oh, Mirana Arrow almost caught Aziel in the middle there. The Dragon Knight would have been dead for sure. And so, yeah, we've got 5-on-5.
There's
middle.
Lena. What are you doing?
Oh, Lena, what are you
goes
doing?
down real quick. Just melts like ice in that. She really had no chance. Looks like she was trying to make something happen, to force that fight, and then just...
Yeah, but I mean, you don't want to break the high ground like that.
Yeah, and that's exactly what happened. She was caught before she broke the high ground. They saw her coming. They had time to kind of fluff themselves up for a little bit of rape action, and it wasn't pleasant.
Meanwhile, Bounty Hunter's going to catch out the Venomancer near the dire Ancients. Oh, arrow! BKB just to try to avoid the arrow. I might have done the same thing because that was really close. And yeah, those are two unfortunate pickoffs. You know, I was talking about looking forward to seeing these two teams fight. It has to be 5-on-5 though.
Yeah,
I don't
gotta make it fair, otherwise it's not gonna do shit for.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna go on. It's gonna go in the favor of Ruby Rhod's team.
And that's it. Ruby Rhod's and the Soggy Bottom Boys are the ones who really need it. They need a good team fight, and they need to take it all, because we're approaching 40 minutes now. Both sides are getting really farmed up. That small gold advantage that Soggy Bottom Boys had is quickly disappearing, honestly.
Yeah, 1,000 gold, 40 minutes
or so.
That's nothing. But then looking at the experience, SodaRocket's team, 10,000, 11,000 experience, which levels at this point. I mean, everyone's getting towards 16.
Showing no signs of stopping. So this is a freight train running downhill. It is only picking up speed.
I'm a train.
Choo-choo, motherfucker.
That was hilarious. Yeah, I think, because, yes, right now, SodaRocket's team needs to get together as 5 because they can take those fights, and they need to start pushing towers. What Soggy Bottom Boys need to do is split push out the lanes, let Alchemist farm, maybe even wait for the Roche. At this point, we've got a little bit less than a minute to as many as almost 4 minutes left on the Roche timer. Mid lane, Alchemist opening up the Stable Concoction, narrowly avoids the kinetic field.
about to be 4-on-5. They are not looking like they're in a good position. Marana's way out in the bottom lane.
Yeah, they don't want to try to fight on that little low ground area between mid towers. I mean, if anything, the Ice Blast, I mean, Ancient Apparition could very well just kind of sit back and get as much damage as possible on that Ice Blast. But it looks like Ruby Rhod's going to back off a little bit here. Soggy Bottom Boys are going to back off a little bit.
All right, it looks like we got Roshan in about 1 minute. That's a Maelstrom on Alchemist. He's just
Interesting.
so much.
I mean, I don't know. Okay, I'll go for it. I mean, if anything, that's more farm. And you can use this activatable ability. I find it a little bit cumbersome to use. Like, it's just another thing to worry about.
Another button to
Yeah,
push.
yeah.
Is that on its way to a Mjolnir? Or... Okay, yeah, Mjolnir is next after the Maelstrom. I mean, I don't want to say standard progression for that. Maybe it is. But if you
No,
want more of it,
Mjolnir is up to Maelstrom.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom
Ice Blast from
tower
Ancient
has
Apparition in the
fallen.
middle, catches him, and pushes him right back. Lena's looking very low. If she goes down too much lower, she's going to die from the Ice Blast.
There it
And
was.
Bounty Hunter cleans it up. They're going on this interesting call down.
well,
but-
and as I've said before,
Oh, spike
wow.
from Venomancer. Here comes Ruby Rhod, pop of the BKB. Coming in,
They're rushing in
Viper
headlong.
oh, there's the Static Storm, there's the Kinetic Field, but still, Gyrocopter goes down. Now, Bounty Hunter goes down. Alchemist doing fucking
Dragon
work.
Knight. Holy
Oh my
shit.
god.
There's that
That
wipe right
is the
there.
fight.
That's what
the
they were
fight
looking
right
for.
there, man.
Push out those
Tower
fucking
is
lanes.
under attack.
Like you can, I will take it. You trade Alina and
Dyer's
Venomancer for their
top
entire
tower is
team.
under attack.
That
And
was
that's what you needed to give the Alchemist, give Shokushu that chance.
and
show what he's made
Shikushu
of.
has been doing a great
Dyer's
job.
top tower is under attack.
And I mean, right now, looking at net
Radiant's
worth,
bottom tower is
Alchemist
under
sitting at
attack.
24,000, whereas the
Dyer's
Bounty Hunter is
structures
only at
are fortified.
15,000.
Yeah, just running away with it.
Dyer's top
Yeah,
tower
and look at the
is
gold
under
graph.
attack.
It's dipped down to
Dyer's
3,000.
top
It was a
tower
very
has been
precipitous
denied.
drop. Experience graph,
Radiant's
same
bottom
thing.
tower is
Back
under
below
attack.
10,000.
Radiant's middle tower
Here's
has
the buyback from
fallen.
Ancient Apparition. I don't know that I am cool with that decision. They've got fortification. I think they should have waited on that. I think that was kind of a wasted
Well,
buyback.
you're gonna lose that tower anyway. What are you really gonna do?
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Coming back in. You're
No,
gonna
I
kill
think
a few
I don't
creeps.
think it's bad enough that the creep waves and the tower couldn't have taken care of it. I mean,
Well, and
you know,
that's-
all I
that's
can
what
think
I'm
is that
saying,
Maddie
is, like-
was worried about them pushing the lane, and like trying to push the T3. Meanwhile, we've got Shikoshu and the Alchemist, Ruby Rhod taking down Roshan, and they're going to do that handily.
Roshan has fallen to the Dire.
Indeed, even though that it's warded, and so
Yeah, they couldn't. They
they
couldn't.
should
no.
they should have known that he's there. What are they going to do? Everybody's coming back in. They're all waking
everyone's
up.
coming back in.
They're suffering from hibernation sickness. You know how it is. You
Yeah.
don't just jump out and take on Java just like that.
Your eyesight will return shortly. And yeah, I mean they're mid T1, they're mid T2, they're bottom T1, bottom T2 are all down. The Dire already has a Roshan advantage because I mean look at how close the T2 bottom is to Roshan. I mean even the T2 mid. And so yeah, there was nothing you could do about that. But hey, look, the past is the past. We've kind of reset. Everyone's back up. Let's see how it goes, man. I'm really digging this. I want to see how it goes.
You know, and a lot of people don't like the longer games. They can become tedious after the 45-minute mark, and you're like, please, somebody just fucking do something. But a lot of times it makes for the most exciting games to watch because
Yeah.
you don't know what's going to happen. You get that honest to goodness, any given Sunday feel where it's still anybody's game. There's no way to call where this is going.
I don't know. At this point, Viper just picked up his Manta Style. Alchemist had, the Abyssal Blade, the Maelstrom, the AC. Marana has a Desolator. Like if I was SodaRocket, I would be pushing to end this as fast as possible because even though Bounty Hunter has a Desolator, even though he has an MKB or a Monkey King Bar and a BKB, like he's not the one you want to have that sort of farm. Gyrocopter's got a Manta style, Helm of the Dominator, Black King Bar, that's great. It looks like Dragon Knight's working towards his own AC, and like that's who you want to have farm. And as I mentioned before, like Disruptor can be shut down really badly by BKBs.
All right, I think we're about to see
Yep.
the team fight here.
This could be it. And the great thing, see, this is where I was talking about again, breaking the high ground with those wards. And Disruptor dropping just a kind of zoning kinetic field. Ice Blast comes in, hits 4. Great Ice Blast. Lena, again, caught out of place, immediately killed.
Way up front.
Here comes a call down, gonna catch Mirana, the Alchemist. Oh, this could be a disaster.
And the Viper.
Shikoshu, there goes the Aegis pop.
Aegis coming up.
Venomancer
Everybody
comes down,
stay in the
Rhod
fight.
still trying to do work.
BKB.
Come on, Alchemist.
You gotta get in there, man. You can't leave him out like that.
No, but oh, wow!
Ruby
I
Rhod
thought
with
the
a
Dragon
mega
Knight
kill.
was going to clean it up. Now the Gyrocopter's got to be wary. And there goes the
Is
Dragon
Lena
Knight.
still
Gyrocopter.
the only death there?
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
I honestly don't know. I feel like Venomancer got glimpsed back to save himself.
Radiant's bottom
And this is going to be wraps.
Gyrocopter bought back in.
has fallen.
Like, I don't know. Like, they could back up a little bit. Viper's got mana for the
How
mechanism
did
now.
that team fight go that way? That's 2 in a row that they just fucking pulled out of their asses.
Yeah,
That did
look
not
at how
exist.
low everyone was.
Yeah. That
And of course,
fight
the
did
Alchemist
not
went down.
exist.
But maybe that was kind of the issue, is that they were focusing the Alchemist. They were trying to get that Aegis down. In the meantime, and if you look at that fight, Ruby Rhod and the Viper was just sitting there for so long, just hitting people.
Skeet.
Mirana,
Skeeting
the
all
same
over.
thing, just hitting people. And it kind of surprised me because after the Lena went down, and you know what, maybe this is some fucking next level shit now. You send in the Lena, she doesn't even use her Laguna Blade or Like Strike Array, you just let her die. you give,
It's the new meta.
yeah,
Everybody's
you
going
give
to be
the
doing
other
this.
team a sense of superiority, and then you crush their hopes and dreams. Of course, all that said, I don't think all is lost for SodaRocket's team.
Jesus, look
They-
at the
they
difference
still
in gold
have-
earned.
What do we got here now? They still
Jesus,
have.
look at the difference in XP earned.
Oh wow!
What happened?
Wow!
That's two
Those last
full wipe
fights.
team fights right there.
Yeah, and that's what it was. I mean, the levels, and this is the thing: as the levels start to get higher and higher, the game starts to go longer and longer. You will get those dramatic shifts in experience earned, but I mean, the gold earned, that is something, isn't it?
Boy, howdy. Like, I don't even know what to say to that.
But no, like I was saying though, SodaRocket's team is not out of
Radiant's
this.
top
They
tower
still
is
had a
under attack.
really solid team fight there. I think if the Alchemist had not had that Aegis,
If you didn't
they
have the
would've-
Aegis, then that's
they
it.
would have spent more time focusing on the Viper. They would have spent more time focusing on the Mirana and the Venomancer. I mean, that very well could have gone the exact opposite way.
Radiant's top tower
And that's
has
why it's so
fallen.
surprising.
Yeah.
I mean, you saw the numbers, you saw the health. Everybody was down really low. I was completely surprised that not only did it happen the first time, but it happened the second time. And they lost fewer people the second time.
Yeah.
But as you said, once you get those items, once you get that momentum gold-wise, which it seems like that was their strategy all along. You get that gold, you get that Alchemist farmed up, you get that momentum gold-wise, and worry less about the experience, and those items can make up for it.
And we have seen that 100%. And, speaking of items that may be kind of the problem, I hate to say this is a problem, because Disruptor has been such a fucking team player. Disruptor and, the Ancient Apparition, both, they have been spending so much money on wards. I mean, look at the ward coverage by SodaRocket's team. I mean, buying dust, buying wards.
And the
buying smoke.
same thing can be said about Lena, because she was doing a lot of counter warding and de-warding.
That's very true. Not to discount Nor's, and I'm just going to say Nor instead of G Nori.
It's GG no re.
Oh, GG Nori. Damn it! You were saying it earlier, and I was like, "What the fuck's he talking about?" And see, this is going to say they need these sorts of pickoffs. Venomancer got picked off a mid there, and they need that to definitely.
Good arrow from Marana.
Comes Alchemist.
SodaRocket goes down real quick. There's the call down.
But response.
Good
Marana.
shots. Look at that.
Yeah. Marana, Lena, both go down. Dragonite doing work. Gyrocopter doing work.
Alchemist
Here
is
comes the
huge.
fucking Alchemist. Now has a Heart of Tarrasque. I don't know if they're going to be able to do this to him. I mean, he is sitting there taking this. And again, all the while,
How is he, what is going on?
He's still alive.
What is
He's a fucking Bash Lord. Oh, wow. That was.
Oh my God, that was unbelievable. There's no way he took so much damage. He took so much damage and just he hulked through that entire thing.
He did. He hulked through the entire pickup. Between the heart, between everyone focusing on him, Ruby Rhod now has a Satanic. Our Reaver probably looking to go to a Satanic. I mean, this could very well be getting very close to GG. I wouldn't.
We got a couple of buybacks there.
But I mean, the Dragonite and the Ancient Apparition ain't going to be able to do it by themselves. This is last-ditch shit. And it's unfortunate to see after that team fight because the, picking off that Venomancer, that sort of pick-off is exactly what they needed to try to turn this around. Here comes the Bounty Hunter. Coming in on the Alchemist, going man mode.
Not quite enough, though. I mean, it's, and there's SodaRocket calling GG.
Yeah. Wow.
That,
Wow.
that is definitely a wow game. That was,
And I mean, that is the power of an Alchemist as a late game carry. If I didn't mention it, I should have. The SodaRocket's time was in the first 35 minutes. And unfortunately, they just weren't able to make it happen. I think Ruby Rhod's team kept them kind of on the back foot with just the tower advantage. They were able to take a lot of towers. They were able to create a lot of space for the Alchemist to keep farming. And I think that's what did it.
looking at the net worth there, you can see, and like we can go back and forth on all these graphs, charts and graphs, but you saw it. It was a precipitous change from one side to the other. They always had the gold. They kept the gold the entire time. Nobody was going to take Alchemist gold. He was turning the shit that they were throwing at him into gold, and then just buying items and getting bigger. It was the craziest thing. A lot of great team fights there.
It was an enjoyable game too in this this first battle in the Dota Battles Season 1. So we've got Ruby Rhod's team, Soggy Bottom Boys, who's taken one game. We've got SodaRocket's team, who is also taken a game.
All right, so I think that is going to conclude our broadcasting night. Thank you, everybody, for watching, and we will see you next time. I am Warbond.
I'm Despair.
Have a good night.
Maybe next time. Maybe.
Maybe, yeah. We're never going to do it again. All right, out.
Yeah, peace out.